Hello and welcome to the Sweaty the Farmer and the news, where we bring you the best remaster news in HD, 1080p and 60 FPS guarantee. Or for your money back, I guess. This is a weekly show where we discuss some of the most important news in the gaming world. I am the long-name gamer, the Sweaty.
And I am Lucha the Farmer. Thanks for coming together this week to talk about some relevant news.
Some relevant news. Man.
All of them.
All of them? We need a jingle. We need a jingle, maybe. All right. And the docket we have Activision turns Tony Hawk 1 and 2 Vicarious Gaming into a full-time Blizzard support studio. Gabe Newell is making games again, or soon to be announced games.
Apparently.
And finally, Path of Exile hits all-time player high in wake of latest update. So, Activision, man, and Blizzard just suck up a new studio. Not a new studio.
The studio was already under like the Activision Blizzard banner.
Yes.
They just had a lot of they were able to do all like independent work. So
yes.
They gained also a lot of recognition for the remaster of Tony Hawk,
which apparently was really good. Like I heard nothing but good things about it. Yeah,
that's why they got really good press last year. Everyone was looking at them with really positive eyes.
Yep.
That remaster was apparently really, really good.
Yeah, everybody was super happy with it.
Yep. So they gained a lot of press because of that last year. And now the news are that they're gonna basically become full-on Blizzard support.
So are they gonna make them the official remaster studio?
No. They're probably gonna be working on main projects. Like the article said that they're gonna be working on projects like Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4.
Oh my god! I thought they acquired it just to make it like the full remaster studio, because I was hearing Riker news early today, and there were rumors and confirmation about Diablo 2 remaster coming in.
Oh yeah, that may be the case, but Blizzard already has a team in charge of those. So it will be weird to bring a team. So rumors heard that the Diablo 2 remaster is well into development.
Yes.
So it'll be weird to bring like a studio in the middle of that, like to take over when apparently
to continue the
Blizzard
work. You don't have to necessarily take over. You can continue the work, I guess.
Yeah, that means taking over the work that someone else was doing.
All right.
Is it not?
Well, yes, I get it. I get it. I thought, I 100%, when I saw this news, I 100% thought like, just acquired a good studio for them to make them their remakes.
Also,
forever.
they didn't acquire, like, again, Vicarious was already under Blizzard Activision.
So this is not an acquisition, but a more more involved. Tell the studio to be more involved with all Activision Blizzard projects, like more directly involved to probably work for them.
No, the studio was already under Activision Blizzard. They were owned by Activision Blizzard.
Okay, so
yeah, just to be clear, so
what is his stats?
Owned.
So Vicarious Gaming was the boyfriend of Activision. Now, what is his new status?
No, they were not the boyfriend. They were owned. Like they were completely owned by Activision.
All right. So what
it's
is
just that they had like they were able to operate as an independent studio and do their own thing.
So they just lost liberty.
They basically just lost that independence. It just,
all right. Is that good or bad?
Came down and said, "Okay, now you're gonna work on Blizzard's main IPs."
All right. So is that good or bad? Losing your independence as a studio.
I mean, it is. Each one has its advantages and disadvantages. Like if you have full independency, you get to work on whatever you want, but also you're fully responsible if the things don't work around.
Correct.
So there's more responsibility for who is head of the studio or whatever. So it's a lot of risk, maybe a lot of reward. Being completely, I guess, subjugated or just working under like for the main Blizzard titles means that if things flop, it's not gonna be pinned on them. Just it happens, part of the big company decision.
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. So I wonder why.
Like it was. I guess people are making news out of this because it was kind of out of nowhere. Like imagine if Tony Hawk would have flopped, and everyone was gonna say it was bad game.
Yeah.
Then it would made some sense that Blizzard would have said, "Yeah, you didn't do that well with your own thing. We're just gonna make you do our thing now."
Yeah.
But it wasn't the case.
It's weird because it feels like, what are they gonna keep them? Are they gonna keep the studio with the same name? Are they gonna? Why don't just absorb all the workers from the studio?
That is hard to tell. We don't know.
Yeah.
How they were acquired.
Yeah, it's just weird. Just weird.
We don't know the legal details on the acquisition. When that happened. It may have clauses of they have to remain an independent studio for a couple of years or weird things like that.
Yeah.
Those deals are weird, so we don't know how the deal went down.
It feels like Activision now is changing gear to full development in the wakes of Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4.
Oh, they definitely are full on plowing ahead with those two.
Yeah, and this happens all the time in the big games industry. The big companies, they expand and contract all the time between development cycles. So generally when they're hashing new ideas, they contract and fire a bunch of people, and they become what is called an incubation time, where they are just developing small ideas, blah, 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 and then they expand when they go into full production for one of the products. And in this case, the next product announced for Activision Blizzard has been Overwatch 2, which is the first one to come, and then right behind that, Diablo 4, right?
Probably the other way around, but yeah.
Diablo 4 first and Overwatch 2 second? No. Probably the Overwatch 2 is going to probably be soon than Diablo 4.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You think Diablo 4 is going to come up first than Overwatch 2? What?
Yep.
Why? Overwatch 2 was announced first. It was Overwatch. Yes.
What do you mean first?
It was announced first.
It
was announced in the same BlizzCon?
Yeah.
It was announced in the same BlizzCon? Yeah, you're right. But I feel like Overwatch 2 is easier to make than Diablo 4.
Oh, you don't know
it's just a continuation of the
that's a gut feeling.
It's a gut feeling.
Go there, man.
You're 100% right. It's a gut feeling, but that's what I feel.
They were announced on the same BlizzCon to begin with.
Correct.
And they show more stuff for Diablo 4. They actually show gameplay.
Yeah, they show a playable
sounds.
demo. Yeah.
Demos. For Overwatch 2, they show a trailer.
Nothing. Yeah. No, but and they show one of the levels, but not playable.
But that gameplay that they showed, it really looked like pre-alpha.
Yeah, you're right.
Like we have something put together, but it's just for the presentation.
Yes, true. Yeah, there was not Overwatch 2 like hands-on demo as it was on Diablo 4. Yeah, on Diablo 4 where they were. Yeah, you're right.
So based on that,
it feels, I don't know, it feels that's the feeling. It feels like because Overwatch is just a continuation and they call it
Diablo
like
4 is just a continuation. What are you talking about?
No. It's because they made an emphasis of that Overwatch 2 wasn't a sequel, but it was more of a continuation of Overwatch. And Diablo 4 is clearly a sequel of Diablo 3.
We all knew that Overwatch 2, or I always knew and I always felt that Overwatch 2, it's a more complex
endeavor, you think?
Yeah, because Overwatch was it's like Overwatch works like as the competitive esport it is.
Correct. Yeah.
And now they're trying to tag on all this PoE stuff, these RPG elements.
Yeah.
That it has never been clear.
Without leaving behind those players that come from Overwatch 1 in the pure competitive.
Yeah. So that looks like a complete mess. Just. Yeah. I'm not saying it's not working or that it's not gonna work, but that seems like a more challenging thing to pull off.
And on top of that, it's a first for Blizzard, right? To take this franchise and not actually do a true sequel, but do like an engine update and then a PvE expansion.
They're making weird stuff with that. So,
like in theory, you and I that own Overwatch, we can play PvP in Overwatch 2 without any problem. But for the PvE stuff, we have to pay. I don't know.
Whatever they're doing with Overwatch, it's weird. It seems more complicated. Diablo 4 is straight up sequel.
It's just a sequel.
New engine, RPG.
New game, new engine.
ARPG.
Yeah.
Like they're dealing with other type of problem, but it's kind of a more straightforward development.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. I believe Diablo 4 will come before Overwatch 2.
All right, in that case, I agree with you. I felt that Overwatch is gonna be like soonish because it feels like the game needs it, but that's only a feeling. if you analyze the facts, you're probably right. Diablo 4 will probably come first.
Yeah. Also, but I mean that's I know what you mean by that studios usually like expand and then compress.
Yeah.
Like the news is not that. Like everyone was kind of expecting that. The news is more that why. Like they didn't acquire more studios. Yeah. They just moved this weird independent.
The studio that they own. Yeah.
That was doing okay on their own. That's the weird thing, that they were doing okay on their own. They were doing their own thing. It was successful. It got a lot of praise when they like Tony Hawk and the stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was like it just came kind of out of left field.
So that's why everybody's like, what? It's a smart choice. It's a smart choice to not have to hire new people to expand, but just take a existing studio with that you already are working with and take it and like kind of consolidate it just for your push in the for development. It makes sense. It makes sense from a business point of view.
From the business perspective, and probably from the you don't have to train those people. Because they are probably already training your tools stuff.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. It's just from how do you say it? Like from the public perspective.
All right. Yeah.
It's weird. It was just one of those things that Vicarious Visions was doing the remaster thingy. People had high hopes for like the next thing that they were gonna remaster. It was more in that vein.
Correct. Yeah.
More than actually being like really investing in whatever Vicarious was doing. They did good with Tony Hawk. It got a lot of press.
Yeah, it got a lot of good morale. Yeah. So
it was just more like, we're waiting to see what else are they gonna remaster, or what are they working on, because they seem to be doing doing it right.
Yes, correct.
And now they got like this weird absorption into
Into the main Blizzard engine.
into main Blizzard. Yeah.
Well,
that's what this is making the news.
Yeah, I'm hope that they can later detach and continue doing independent work. But with these things, we don't know at the end of the day. It could end up like fully integrated. I don't know. It's interesting to have like for those expansion and contraction of the industry. I feel like it's better PR for them to just have these like floating studios that can work in independent, and when they need the big development push, just like kind of make them exclusive for them for a while. Because generally the full development push takes around 1 year to 2 years, give it a take, right? So it's good PR that it's good PR instead of like hiring a bunch of people and then just like killing, like destroying all those jobs after the final push. It's better to have like an already working studio that acquire fully time of push, and then when the time of push comes over, you just leave the studio again independent, right?
Maybe. I don't think that's gonna happen. I read it in some other article about the same thing, that the head of the studio was being absorbed into not the board, but like the main group of developers that report to the CEO.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
So the studio seems to be just like becoming a team in Blizzard.
Okay. So it looks like he's been fully integrated.
Yeah.
Okay.
And detaching that later on seems more difficult.
Yeah, the attaching after seems. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to see this kind of this kind of like developer moves in the industry. But yeah, best of luck to Vicarious Visions. They have great developers, so hopefully they do great for Activision Blizzard IPs. Right, because definitely Overwatch needs a revitalization, and Diablo 4 needs a revitalization, and they're two of the strongest IPs from Blizzard. So
Diablo is one of the classics.
Yeah, so there you go. Best
has
of
a
luck.
special place in my heart.
Yeah. All right. So apparently, Gabe Newell says Valve is making games again.
Is the meme dead?
Is the meme dead? They don't know how to count to 3, people. So.
Oh no! I mean. Also, I mean
that
doesn't make games anymore.
No. Well, that meme apparently is dead, but the one that they count to 3 is gonna be eternal because they say that they're never gonna finish. I don't know. It can't happen at this point. Like after seeing the success of Alex, they still have that universe to work with, right? They could still finish the story for Gordon Freeman.
Just let it go.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. I was reading it. I was like, why giving me hope? Why? So cruel. So Gabe Newell came down from his pile of money, I guess. From his mountain of money.
This is super weird news. So this comes from an interview that he gave, like apparently right before the pandemic started. He was like vacationing in New Zealand.
Yeah, and New Zealand right now is the safest place in the world because they have no COVID.
Yeah, but he decided to stay in New Zealand. So he's been in New Zealand for like a year or so.
Yeah,
more than that.
Yeah.
And like he came out and like gave this weird interview telling that he was thinking about like moving headquarters to New Zealand. And people were like, what?
What? Why?
and among that interview, like people as well, what plans do you have for the company? It's like, yeah, we're
gonna make games.
Making games.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, what games are you working on? He didn't say anything. Sadly, like more than that we have quote unquote games in development.
It's
that
like
we'll be announcing, but
at this point, I feel like Gabe Newell is like those super rich people that they don't know what else to do. Because don't get me wrong, like Steam prints money. It just prints money.
very successful.
That's all that platform does. So yeah, that money. Well, you grew bored at some point of just like seeing money being print. You want to do something with it. and apparently he says that the making and the success of Alex, of Half-Life Alex, has revitalized a spark on the Valve Studios, if such things still exist, to make more games. So
that's very interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
So do you think Half-Life 3 is coming?
No. No, in the interview, they ask him for Half-Life 3, and he refuses to talk about it. Of course,
it's not happening.
It's not gonna happen. And if it happens, it's gonna happen with not Half-Life 3 name. It's gonna have some weird project, and maybe it's gonna finish the story of Gordon in some like parallel way or something like that. Right?
Fair enough.
Yeah, because like as Half-Life Alex is a slice of one of Alex's adventures, and it's like it happens between Half-Life 1 and 2. So there we go. Like not even close to where the chapter of Half-Life 2 closed, without this big crisis on the aliens. And man, and the cliffhanger of that game is absolutely ridiculous. Which makes it worse for the meme. Have you ever played Half-Life 2 with the expansions?
No, I only played
the
the
chapters. One. Yeah, the end of Half-Life 2. First, it connects with Portal, with the Aperture Laboratories, and C2 is that piece of the lore into the universe. And second, the cliffhanger is absurd, absolutely absurd. So that's why people are so hungover with Half-Life 3. There's a reason. Like nothing got concluded in that game.
That's why fan fiction is a thing.
Yeah. No. It's like we already have this news. Like I think a year ago, where the original scriptwriter for Half-Life games came out and said there was a script for Half-Life 3 and disclosure publicly because he knows that they're not gonna make it under another name, of course. Yeah. But what kind of games are gonna do? I don't know. That's the thing about Valve. They have so much money, and they actually have good developers under the wings. I don't know about Gabe Newell. I haven't seen him like work directly in any project in a long time. Yeah. But they have, and they were the pioneers of one of the very cool waves of developer game, which is the Cabal system, which I study in uni, and it was like super revolutionary, super interesting when you take like meetings from teams and bring random people from other teams. So imagine that you're having a meeting of artist developer for a concept, right? So the Cabal system dictates that in that meeting you have to have somebody from other department in that meeting. So you grab a programmer from the programming developer department, you sit him down in that meeting, and then you bounce ideas off of him. That makes that developer has a lot of interconnected opinions from all the other departments when you are development, because generally how it works is you just have a pipeline, right? From point A to point B. That's how generally it works. But the Cabal system, they did it in Valve, and a lot of other companies use the Cabal systems sometimes for some projects, which is interesting. But they have very good developers. Like Half-Life Alyx was a marvelous game, even with the experimental VR technology that they were using. But the game was very good in terms of narrative and everything else. So they still have talented game developers there, so why not use them? They have amazing IPs. They have the Portal IP, they have the Team Fortress IP, they have the Half-Life IP and everything that entails, right?
I mean, Team Fortress is a successful game.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Just let it run free.
Yeah. No, I mean that they have strong IPs. It's not that they don't have anything, and they can do new things. I don't know what's gonna happen with this news. I don't know. We're gonna see. I think it's gonna be the same as Alyx, right? It's gonna come up from nowhere. They're gonna announce it, and they're gonna shoot it in a year because they don't care. They print money, so right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, and they don't have. And you think the same about Activision Blizzard a couple years ago, that they were printing money with World of Warcraft. The difference is World of Warcraft is content dependent. So if that content, if the flux of content is not good, or the flux of people is not correctly, you're not printing money the correct way. But with your Steam, you don't have to do anything. You're just selling games, any games, successful, not successful, and you asking for a fee for being in the storefront, and
I guess
you maintain the platform, and it's not as consuming as
not in software development time, but there's probably a lot of like marketing and sales people.
Yeah, of course.
Time invested in that.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just free money. Like,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of salespeople.
Yeah, I think my point is that Steam prints money easily than any other game developer.
I wouldn't say easily. I wouldn't say that because you make it sound like no one is working on Steam.
Well, no. Fair enough. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, that's not my point. Maybe I would say that it's more...
I get what you're saying. What you're saying is that there is no... Like, you're not investing development time.
Or it's more stable in terms of production, of how much money is producing and that sort of stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that, like, still for games to print Steam, you have to
maintain the
negotiate
platform.
deals and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, especially for big-ish studios and games, it's all about negotiation and giving the right cuts to the right people. So that's what I'm saying, that there's probably a lot of salespeople involved in the Steam operation. More than software developers. Like, they probably have a small team of software developers maintaining and updating the...
Yeah. I don't know. This news feels funny about
it feels like the guy came out of a hole and said, yeah, we're doing things out of nowhere.
Look, I'm hiding and now we're doing games. And he goes back to the hole. Yeah.
But he says, yeah, we'll announce them soon. And like, what are you talking
soon
about?
Can be anything. And what are you talking about? Yeah, he's funny. All right, best of luck to Gabe Newell. Hopefully he finishes Half-Life in some way, shape, or form.
I really don't care about Half-Life.
I'm not asking about Half-Life 3. I'm just asking to close a franchise in some way. Or finish the story or answer some questions. I don't know.
I don't really care about the franchise. I just wonder what Valve is working on.
That too. Like they're cryptic and their track. The thing is, like, the record says that they always do very good games.
Yeah, but they haven't done that many.
Yeah, the last one was Alyx, and before that was what? Portal 2, I think, was the last thing that they did.
2.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, but they haven't done much.
Yeah.
Are they quality? Yeah, but it's like saying, yeah, you have done 2 things, and those 2 are very good. Yeah, you still have a little chances to flop.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. But
well, let's see what
it
happens.
was just a guy coming out and saying that. That's all I'm saying.
All right, and now Path of Exile all-time high in the wake of the last league. Since launch of the game, they didn't have this many players. Can you believe that? They beat the launch 157,103 simultaneous players.
Nice.
On the launch of the Echoes of Atlas expansion.
It's very nice.
Yeah, super cool to see Path of Exile. A very old game. Well, no, 7-year-old game. 7 years? No, 5 years. 2014 was when it was came out.
6 years, a little bit.
6 years, yeah. Still breaking their own records. I'm very happy, especially because, as we have discussed before in the podcast and the news, it's a difficult game to get into, but apparently
they have that nature.
Yeah, apparently the success of the league is that it's super organic, zero complicated, and it takes shape from the beginning. Like, don't get me wrong, the majority of the Path of Exile leagues comes into play from the beginning of the game when you are leveling up in the league. But apparently this one is super smooth, and it actually gives you very good progression when you're progressing through the natural leveling up process of the game. And you don't have to, and you are able to grasp the league without fighting, because the past leagues you have to go and see a guide of what exactly is that you're supposed to do, because some systems are super complex in the leagues, the harvest system and how you want us to set up your harvest. There are mini games inside mini games, which is the Path of Exile thing. But apparently this particular league is super organic, super fluid, and it's just enhanced what the base of the game is. Just like portals that take you into a fight club against monsters, and it's super contained. And they expand into the end game of the game where you can, when you have now a currency that modifies the maps, and then you buy the maps. There's interesting changes in the end game, and the league keeps relevancy through the leveling process. So apparently that's
very, very nice.
Yeah, apparently that's the success of this particular expansion or league, and that's why it's attracting so many players. So apparently super smooth, super cool, and super easy to understand. There you go.
It makes me want to go back to Path of Exile, actually.
Do you want to play Path of Exile?
I mean, I always wanted.
I don't know how is the, to this point, I don't know how is the multiplayer experience in Path of Exile. I've never played with people. I always played it alone.
Didn't we play together at some point?
Nope.
Oh no, I play with Seal.
Correct. You are abandoning me for him. I know that you're abandoning me for it. You're changing me for him, but that's okay.
No. I thought we played together before that.
I know. Yeah, you didn't play with me.
Well, I have like 20 hours of Path of Exile, to be fair, but
I know. But yeah, I wonder how is the multiplayer? It's more smooth. Do you get more loot? Do you progress faster? Is my next question.
I think I didn't play enough to answer that.
All right. Yeah, that would be my main question. If you actually progress faster, but if you can exchange loot easier, or I don't know. The looting in PoE is complicated, so I don't know how that will help you. Yeah.
What did you say? You just cut off.
I don't know if it's faster operation, if sharing loot is an easier thing, because the loot in PoE is complicated, so I don't know if that makes it faster. I don't know.
I haven't played enough to have a good feeling for how the loot looks in Path of Exile. Like I never advanced that much into a game.
Fair enough.
So I don't have a good feeling for it.
Yeah, that's my question. I never played multiplayer.
I know that people, I mean, we're able to like trade gear and gems and stuff without problem.
All right, cool.
So it was useful in the sense that if any of us were getting like gems that the other person wanted, we could just
exchange it.
Trade them.
Yeah.
And that was neat. But I don't know. Aside from that, I don't know how much that helps in the overall power progression.
Yeah, it would be interesting because you will have. I imagine, this is speculations. I imagine that it will be nice for progression because everything in PoE is relevant and everything depends on the rolls in the gear that you get, and the most relevant thing to acquire power while progressing through Path of Exile is the connections inside the correct connection inside. Yeah, the connection inside the links of the gear. Yeah, and if you can, like, because it happened, like I have a piece of gear with weird links that it would be nice for some other class or something like that, but for me it's garbage. So maybe that will help it. You have double rolls for the link connections that you will need while progressing.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know how the looting works, to be honest, but yeah, it could be.
That would be my best guess about it.
That sounds legit.
Yeah. So yeah, but leaks in Path of Exile are cool. Cool. If you ever wanted to take that leap
into Path of Exile,
yeah, just let me know.
So interesting. I don't have the time.
I know.
I barely have time to play what I play.
Yeah, I know.
And I play like one game and a half.
You can reserve a little time for PoE, but I don't know. I don't know how much time do you actually have in your hands. That's the problem. But yeah, anyways, this league is very, very successful. So
nice.
There you go. If you are tempted to try it, Path of Exile is a great game. We're eagerly looking forward for the sequel. If you want to try your fan of RTS games, Diablo 2 and not so much as Diablo 3, more Diablo 2, Diablo 1. Just try it.
Just another flavor of ARPG out there.
Yeah, there you go. Try it. It's a classic. It's very good game. Very, very good game.
Yeah.
All right. That is it, my friend.
That's all for this week's news with the Sweaty and the Farmer. My name is Luch. You can find me on Twitter at LuzGPolanco.
And I am the Lone Name Gamer, and you can find me on Twitter at the Lone Name Gamer. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, give us a kiss, leave us a comment, send us some love, give us your feedback. We're looking for feedback to do a better show. Do everything social that helps keep us going. We love you. And thanks for watching The Sweaty, the Farmer, and the news. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.